everybody.
Good morning.
Welcome to our Thursday morning title talk. You'll look around and you'll see that it looks different again. This is 2 weeks in a row where we've had two different scenes.
We're taking adventures.
Where are we?
We're in Indiana.
Woo! We are in our St. John office, St. John, Indiana, and we are coming to you live on this Thursday morning with our title talk. We are Inspired Title Group. My name is Drew.
And my name is Aimee.
And we've got a pretty fun show here. I think we got a couple of great things to share with you guys. We got some good conversations about some of the things that are up and coming that we're doing, some things we're excited about.
Some things in the past, some things in the future.
Very well said. Look
There
at
we
you.
go.
Wow. That's awesome.
We were talking that last week. You got to see inside Drew's home.
Yeah.
Now you're seeing inside of our Indiana office. We're kind of taking you guys on a little travel series of Title Talk.
Yeah.
Here's Indiana. This is one of our Indiana hubs. So.
This is one of our Indiana hubs. We are excited to share with you today. We've got some really great things to talk to you guys today. Obviously, we always talk about our fun facts, and those things are real estate oriented. We've got some great myths about the title insurance industry. And that's something that Aimee is kind of up against every day with doing the searching and doing the title work that she does so diligently. One thing that I think is really exciting for us and we're really kind of touches us is the Inspired Title Gives Back. We've got some really great things coming up for what we're going to be doing in the upcoming months, and we're excited to share those things with you guys as well. But I think that just recapping kind of our Thanksgiving and, this has been really a great end of the year for us. The conversations that we've had with our clients and with our team. And, I mean, Aimee, have you ever been as busy as we are in this?
No. No.
Never ever would have guessed this during the pandemic, that we would be sitting in title world going, holy cow.
And the refi business kind of makes sense to me.
It does,
that is something that I wasn't shocked. I mean, I actually wasn't too shocked because banks have been working hard to lower these interest rates so that people are able to refi. So we appreciate that, and we appreciate our couple really good clients that we have that have been sending business our way. But what I'm more shocked about is how busy our buy-sell market has been in the past couple months. And I would say the beginning of the year started out pretty slow with buy-sells. We were probably 85% refinances, but now it's getting closer to half and half. We're definitely getting a lot more purchases, and we've kind of talked about how houses are on the market for hours and then there's 4 or 5 offers on them. So now all of these offers that are getting put in are finally coming to fruition to the title side of things.
And I think what we did is some of the hard work that we did middle to end of last year has really started to kind of pay it forward, right? And we have made some really, really good relationships with realtors and the lenders and mortgage brokers out there, and we're so thankful.
So lucky.
We're so thankful for you guys. I mean, truly, this for us is not just about business and doing volumes and volumes of business. I mean, this for us is deeper than that, and I pause there for a minute because it chokes me. This is a business and an industry that we can really take something from when we're done with a day. I've talked before, and Aimee knows, being in the construction realm now. During construction, you can see what you did at the end of the day. You see some creation of a house or a remodel. You go, wow, I did that today. In title, you don't see that until the end when the deal closes and these people are happy and excited. We had a 4-hour closing the other day.
4 hours, because there was something happened with the buyer sold his house the same day.
Yes.
Proceeds were a little bit less than was planned. So it had to go back to the underwriter. So 4 hours. A 4-hour closing. You cannot plan for this stuff.
No.
This was something that every I was dotted, every T was crossed, but yet a 4-hour closing that
out of our hands. I mean, the lenders were, working on it as quick as they could. It's the end of the month. It's before Thanksgiving. People are trying to get stuff done. And these folks were as excited
Oh my gosh.
as I mean,
I have goosebumps. She skipped out of the office.
yeah. I mean,
It was
we took a picture of them, and I mean, they were so elated. It didn't matter that it was 4 hours.
No.
They were buying their dream home. So
Dream home.
that's when we
That was a
see
beautiful house,
the
too.
result. When we see that excitement and that culmination of all the hard work.
That's why we
is
do what
at
we
the
do.
closing day.
Yep.
Right? And that's what really inspired us. There's the name. That's what inspired us for the name. But that's what inspired us to do the Inspired Title Giving Back.
Yeah.
Because you see these wonderful reactions from these people.
I want it more.
And I want to give that feeling to so many people.
Yeah.
I want to share those moments with so many more people.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, it is such a great feeling. And I hope that you guys can kind of jump on board with us and really join us in our venture and see our vision. Help see our vision through some of this, because it's pretty fun stuff. So,
and like last month was our actual first one. We put the dinners together for a couple
How great
families
was
in
that?
need, and
great.
now it made me want to keep this up and do more. And
Yeah.
so it's a cool thing. So take this ride with us.
Yeah.
We're gonna give you some information on how you can help us out if you want to.
Yeah, definitely.
A little bit later in the show. So make sure you stay tuned so you can see what this
Yeah.
month has in store for us.
we went ahead and hired a philanthropist for our company who is really going to do some leading of
Oh, I'm so excited.
a lot of these different opportunities, and I'm excited for her visions and her ideas. She's ridiculously creative, and I'm excited about really what we might be able to accomplish and who we can help and impact and
the fact that we have a person who is specifically like designated to do that, it's never gonna be a second priority. It's gonna be a number one inspired priority.
Yeah, absolutely.
Forever.
Absolutely. So stick around for that. We'll talk about that a little bit more here in a few. So why don't we get into our question and answer segment, which we try to do every week, and this week.
Little change up on it.
Yeah, I think I threw a curveball out there.
You did.
I wanted to kind of keep some variety going.
Okay.
What we got?
So these are the myths and facts about title insurance. So I'm going to give the first myth for
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Title insurance is unnecessary because it has a very low claim rate. Is this you don't need it till you need it?
Yeah. I mean, title insurance. Yes, it does have low claims. That is very true. The title insurance, it's a risk elimination industry. It's obviously something that they go through the process and say, however, if we are going to have a loss, that loss is going to be rather substantial. So the myth being that it is unnecessary because of the low claims thing, that just say that again to yourself, because it doesn't bode well, because the loss is going to be large. The amount of claims may be low, but the loss is what's going to be large, and that's what you're trying to avoid, is that loss. So, albeit that the claims may be a lower percentage, the amount
loss
of money
yeah.
that they put out is large because the losses are not little. So, I have one for you.
Okay.
How about the fact that the myth that very few properties have title problems? How about that? Because you see this probably day in, day out. Very few properties. Most of the properties are probably they're perfect, right? There's no issues.
Actually, a large percentage of real estate titles have defects.
You don't say.
Whether they may be
The theory of the day. The theme of the day has been just chaotic.
Yes. Unreleased prior mortgages, judgments.
That's big.
Questionable property descriptions, or something that can adversely affect the title. Many of these properties would only sell at a significant discount, and some wouldn't sell at all. Without the comfort of a title policy, in many instances, title insurance is the only grease that keeps real estate's wheels rolling. So our title insurance, it kind of goes back to what you were saying. If you buy a house without title insurance, if you have a mortgage without title insurance, all of those losses go directly onto the buyer or the borrower on a property. So that is why title insurance is so important. Out of the 3,000 titles I've probably done in my life. I'm guessing 2,800 of them have some kind of title defect.
Yeah. Very few of them you look at and go, wow, this one's pretty straightforward.
And mortgages are the most common. The other one that taxes are another huge one.
Common.
Judgments, liens, and then IRS tax liens are becoming a little bit bigger because those are not indexed to a property, but they are specifically tied to a property through their name the address. So that's another big one that I've been keeping my eyeballs open for more. So almost every property has a title. I wouldn't necessarily call it a problem. I would call it a title
encumbrance.
Yeah.
It's encumbered, and it needs some kind of attention to clear that. To
some people hear problem is like, but more it's an encumbrance. It's
Yeah.
something on title that you need to handle before your property's sold.
Right. You know, obviously the myth is that they have problems. Well, those encumbrances are problems if you're selling it, because if you got to do something with it, you got to deal with it. So, what do you got now?
All right. Title insurance is so expensive. I can't believe that if I buy a $130,000 house, I have to pay $2,000 for title insurance.
Yeah. So, as we've talked about a few hundred times, the title insurance you pay one time. It's not a monthly fee. Okay. So it's a one-time fee, and albeit that $2,000 not a little bit of money, but you're not paying that premium annually.
No.
Okay. And if you go ahead and try to break that down, on average, if people live in a house for 5 or 6 years or even longer, I mean, it's $100 a month. I mean, it's not like it's a big number for the protection that it provides you. So, in many instances, especially with the refi boom, it's rolled into your mortgage, that fee, so you don't really ever feel it.
Right.
But the protection that you get is
Immeasurable.
ongoing.
Yeah.
And it is. It's something that people go, well, wow, I'm paying $2,000 or $1,500, whatever the number is, but you're paying it one time, and then you're done with it.
Right.
Car insurance every month, and
health insurance,
every month, and all of the other insurances, and they protect you from today going forward. This is going backwards. Remember, this is saying that, hey, if that person comes knocking at your door and says, no, I really own this house, nothing but title insurance is going to cover that. So it does have a pretty intrinsic value that is worthy of keeping that. So, all right, Aim, you ready for this?
Ready for it.
The problem, this myth is great. Title problems are solved by just writing a check. So how do they solve a title problem?
Maybe judgments and liens could be solved by writing a check.
Yeah, you can negotiate those.
You can negotiate those.
Sure.
What you can't negotiate is problems in a chain of title, for example.
Right.
So it doesn't matter how much, well, I shouldn't say that, but no amount of money might be able to help a deed that was recorded wrong.
Correct.
40 years ago before you actually were deeded a property.
Correct.
There are a handful of instances where, a deed was in a quit claim deed, a mom gave it to her 2 kids, but left a 3rd kid out. Then those 2 kids that were actually on the deed sold it to somebody else. But then the 3rd kid comes back and says, "Wait, what about me?
Right.
It's rightfully theirs."
Yeah, the heirs piece, the chains of title, and that.
I think that's like the biggest piece. And then also, the check might be a really large number because sometimes you get into litigations. Sometimes you have to hire an attorney. Sometimes you have a $50,000 second mortgage that that a title company misses on title, that you have to go through litigation to try to
we write checks for that, but a lot of times when a claim is made on a title policy, a lot of times what happens, excuse me, they try to negotiate a settlement before they go through the big litigation process.
Right.
They want to negotiate a settlement.
Like short sales, like kind of what foreclosures are, or different?
Well, a short sale foreclosure is different. I mean, they're not necessarily negotiating a settlement for.
But you're negotiating down a mortgage.
You are, yeah.
So not a claim for a mortgage. Okay, sorry, brain was going a different way.
Yeah, and that's okay. So but you've already got the attorney involved, so that's an expense.
Yep.
Now you've got the title company or the underwriter involved, so they've got their attorneys looking at this thing. So you've engaged and you've started the.
As soon as you bring parties in like that, it's a headache. It's a big check. It's
been something that I have tried to preach to our team as well as our clients, going, what is our when we look at assessing risk, that's what we look at is I don't want to bring litigation in here, because when you do start bringing in lawsuits, everybody loses. It's just never good. So
right.
If Aimee can't resolve it through some conversation and it looks like this is going to be a risk thing, she'll bring it in and we'll sit and talk about it. And my assessment of this is always looking at it saying, well, gee, I don't want to bring on a court case for $15,000 or for whatever. So we're going to err on the side of caution, and we're going to bring this thing to conversation. And we let our clients know, going, look, yeah, you can do that, but I'd rather not be a part of that because it's going to bring in the dogs, and that's not something that we're about. So
the dogs.
Yeah, and that was a good segue, wasn't it?
Did you plan that?
Not entirely. It's been on my mind, but yeah. So
those were the myths and facts.
Those are your myths and facts about some title insurance and some questions that happen in title insurance. So we thank you guys so very much for tuning in today, despite our, 10 minutes of errors at the beginning.
Our technology that.
Yeah. So this definitely wraps up the this week's show. We are absolutely excited, Angela. I cannot wait to talk to you because we've got some really great ideas. We need to get some really great things going here together and partner up on some things and give back to this wonderful world and community that we live in. So this is our...
I like Indiana's vibe for Title Talk.
I do too. We really
I don't know what it is about today. Today was a different vibe. Yeah, last week was great, and I love Joe, and I love Carol, I love you guys.
Yes.
I have a different era right now.
Well,
maybe it's the yellow.
It was the emotion too that we brought into it. But please, we're going to have this on our YouTube here probably in a few days. So subscribe, join us, and follow us as often as you can. This will be out on our Facebook page. Yeah. Share it, guys. There's so much information. That web app is killer.
Yeah.
Share it. The conversation about pause is killer. Join us. Get together with us. Let's do some things for the community.
And I actually decided it's a really good thing to listen to while driving.
It is a really good thing to listen to while driving. Because we have the faces for... I have a face for radio. My face is for radio.
But it is a very nice driving...
My voice
mellow.
Is soothing.
You have a soothing voice. I have a high-pitched, squeaky voice. So I'm sorry
you
for
do,
that.
but you know what? It's excitable, and that's what's good. You excite people.
So while you drive, try to click this on and at least listen to, find your favorite part of it.
Next week we'll have a special guest, maybe guests, maybe four-legged friends. We'll see. We'll talk about all of that fun too. But until then, guys, my name is Drew with Inspired Title.
And my name is Aimee with Inspired Title.
Thank you guys for listening in and tuning in and joining us. And please subscribe, share, do all the wonderful Facebook, social media things that you guys can do for us and help us grow this message. And until next week, take care, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.